Craig? Craig,
Yes.
can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Craig?
Yeah.
Craig,
Yes. Yes.
can you hear me okay?
Oh, yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Whoopsies. That's that. Sorry.
Craig, are you at home?
I am, yes.
Okay. Have you, but like, when was the last time you were over at the board office?
When was I at the board office?
Yeah.
I was there all day today.
Oh, so have you been going in almost every day?
Yeah, most of to close the fiscal year, we had to be on site. So, most of us are back to the office every day.
Okay. And then now you're in this weird conundrum of, because you live in Summit County, right?
Correct.
And so you need to like pull that mask out when you go to work, but not when you're at home.
We're a combination of both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully we don't have to do it too much, but, I don't know, I guess it's not that big of a deal. I'm kind of getting used to it, but.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. I just was at the grocery store and there's just, the majority of people are wearing them now, which maybe that's why in Summit County. I don't know what it's like in Cuyahoga, but a lot of people are definitely wearing them on a regular basis.
Craig, is everybody here? It's 5 o'clock.
We're just waiting for Fred.
Okay. Let me know.
Will do. Yeah, I figure we'll give another minute because it's actually already, I have 5:01 so far.
And this is your screen share, right? So you will see the agenda once you switch to the agenda, correct?
Yes, the agenda should be, well, yeah. You'll be able to read the front part of this and then I'll switch to the agenda.
Gotcha.
So are they still scheduled to start the vestibule a week from today?
I don't exactly know. I believe so. I don't believe we've had any delays as it relates to that. Okay, it looks like Fred is here, so.
Okay. Tell me when you're ready. Are you recording?
Let me double check to make sure I turn that on just in case. Yes, we are good to go.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to call to order the Board of Education meeting. It's Wednesday, July 8th, 2020. This is a special meeting of the board. It's at 5 o'clock. This meeting of the Brecksville Broadview Heights Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business and is not to be considered a public community meeting. The meeting will be streamed live via YouTube.
And I did check the live stream. It is working, so.
Let's all say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the
United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mr. Dosen?
Yes.
Mrs. Kramer?
Yes.
Mr. Peterson?
Yes.
Mrs. Wigman?
Yes.
Mrs. Mack?
Yes. Item 2, special meeting. We have a security vestibule GMP contract. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Questions or explanation? Anybody?
Just
this-
a,
Go ahead.
well, just a, I guess just a quick question. I'm assuming that this is will work similar to our new building in that this is a guaranteed maximum price so that if the construction comes in under, we get the contingency back. Is that correct?
I do believe so, yes. It's working the exact same way.
Okay.
Okay. This is a vestibule for our middle school. Is that correct? And we've long planned for this. So I know Mrs. Kramer was asking when it was going to start. You said hope soon, maybe in the next week. Okay.
Yep, that is the plan.
All right, roll call.
Mr. Dosen?
Yes.
Mrs. Kramer?
Yes.
Mr. Peterson?
Yes.
Mrs. Wigman?
Yes.
Mrs. Mack?
Yes. Item C, J.C. Power Strategic Communications. May I have a motion?
I'll move.
Second.
So this is who we use. We outsource our communication. We've used Mr. Crooks for at least 2 years that I can think of. Maybe it's been 3 now. And he's done a wonderful job for our district, and this is just renewing that contract.
Yeah, the contract is the same.
No questions? Okay, roll call.
Mr. Dosen?
Yes.
Mrs. Kramer?
Yes.
Mr. Peterson?
Yes.
Mrs. Wigman?
Yes.
Mrs. Mack?
Item E, Superintendent Personnel Recommendations. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any explanation, Ms. Magyar? No? Okay. Any questions? All right, roll call.
Mr. Dosen?
Yes.
Mrs. Kramer?
Yes.
Mr. Peterson?
Yes.
Mrs. Wigman?
Yes.
Mrs. Mack?
Yes, we have item 3, announcement of meetings. We have on the docket regular board meeting July 22nd. I think this would be the opportunity. I've been seeing texts go back and forth for us to talk about having a special meeting for our plan for next year. So I see that some people would rather have it sooner than later. So let's start throwing out dates so we can get something here tonight.
I think this is important enough that I'm willing to reschedule other things. I can do it anytime, Friday or Monday.
I guess I know there's a few board members that are out of town, and we talked about Tuesday would be next Tuesday would be good. I guess I'm having a hard time understanding what the consequence is if we just wait till Tuesday. Like what what happens if we wait to Tuesday instead of Friday, let's say, as an example?
I'm not sure, but why wait? This is a really important issue. There are lots and lots and lots of people, hundreds of people waiting to hear from us. So I'm willing to clear my schedule and get this meeting on the books and start moving forward.
Well, the reason to wait would be some people are out of town. So, you know, we would want all board members fully engaged when we're ready to discuss this. The other reason would be to give a little bit of runway so that we could send a communication out so those hundreds and hundreds of people can dial in and hear what we're going to talk about.
Right. So let's get it scheduled now for Friday or Monday.
Or if Monday doesn't work, Tuesday, right? So the question is Friday doesn't work for me. So I'm not sure about the rest of the board. So let's find the earliest date that works for everybody.
I would tell you that, I've talked to this, Thursday and Friday do not work very well for me. It's not a matter that I don't see this as an important item, but I also recognize the fact that I want to make sure that I give the public time to be able to be a participant. I don't think a day or two is enough time. I'd rather have at least 4 days, 5 days where they can see that this is going to be on the announcement. We can send an announcement out Friday. We can put it on social media. You know, I also want to respect the fact that, you know, 2 people are out and we definitely commit our lives to this job. And, you know, I think I want to be respectful of those boundaries as well and recognize the fact that, you know, it's not a matter of this not being important, but it's also a matter of giving things time and slowing it down and making sure that we have the right things in place before we start speaking about them in the public.
Well, the point of the meeting is to gather information and understand what things are in place. I guess the other thing is if we did not learn anything, at least I learned from that horrible meeting in May, we should not be sharing this meeting on social media. That should be the last thing that we're doing.
Well, I didn't know. So this is not going to be an in-person meeting. You picture it as being a Zoom meeting. Is that correct?
Because we're in Cuyahoga County, I don't think we can have an in-person meeting. The governor's order yesterday said, I mean, we can't.
Said in public.
Yeah, but we made adjustments. We're live streaming. Craig, help me out on this, but we made adjustments after that unfortunate Zoom bomb so that the only people allowed in are the people that are invited.
Well, and yes, that is true. So no one else could get into this meeting. The only thing is too, this would be, at least as far as I understand, a work session. And for this meeting we're talking about, there would not be any public participation, correct? That
Correct.
would be the town hall,
Correct.
which was going to be at a later date.
Correct.
So we can restrict participants to just those, at least the ones that can be seen and heard. And then it can be live streamed. So just like this meeting is live streamed, those hundreds and hundreds of people can all, you know, view the live stream.
Okay. I mean, as long as we're you know, not concerned about security, then I'm okay with posting it on social media. But my preference would be to just limit it to an announcement that goes out via our regular channels.
I think the biggest concern is definitely going to be with the reformatting with how the town hall would be done, because that would invite public participation. And whether or not you want that to be live or whether or not people can digest the information and be able to ask any questions prior to the meeting. But the live format in a town hall, which would be down the road, will be the most difficult to manage, again, like it was last time. Even though we can put more security measures in place, but anytime you invite that many people into the meeting, it's going to cause more potentials for other situations. Just something to think about. For how
a clarifying question. Am I understanding correctly that this next meeting is to discuss with the administration the plan prior to sharing it with the public? Is that right?
Yeah, my belief would be that the meeting would start very similar to the high school graduation meeting that we had, with a presentation by Joelle and her staff, whoever makes sense to present. And they would give us background on how the plan was created. You know, it's clear from, at least from what I saw the plan, that there were many people involved in many sources of information. So that would all be good to kind of spin the narrative on how did we create this plan. And then once we have the background on how the plan was created, the board could dive into questions and just have a discussion about it. So we don't actually have to share the plan. I know I spoke with Joelle earlier today. We can post the plan in board docs in the executive content area, so that it's not, readily available to the public because it's still a draft format, and then we can talk through details. And then after we're done with that meeting, if the plan requires any adjustments, the adjustments can be made, and it could be sent out the next day in an email blast if we're ready to go.
Brittany, Fred, Joelle, Craig, are you guys available on Monday to do this?
I would be available in and out of availability. I would be traveling.
Yeah, I understood it that there are individuals who are not available on Monday. It would have to be later. So we're looking at what, Tuesday the 3rd? Nope, Tuesday the 14th. Is that right?
Yep.
Right.
To me, that would be the best day for me. I mean, I would be, like I said, I'll be traveling on Monday. More than likely, I should be able to make most of the meeting, but when I switch from tower to tower, I might get lost.
And for me, Monday, I'm driving by myself, so I won't have luxury of what I had last time with my sister. So I don't know that I will be available on Monday. Okay.
Oh. Is there a reason? I'm sorry. I feel like we had a pretty short agenda and it's just now approaching 5:15. Is there a reason why this wasn't added to today's agenda? I feel like we get paid $100 a meeting for this. And so in 15 minutes, we've spent $500. And so I guess my concern is that us meeting again, which is totally warranted, I guess I just have a concern about why it wasn't added to today's meeting.
Well, because the majority decided that they didn't think that was a good way of doing things. So
I mean, I wasn't consulted on that. So if you can help me understand who else was consulted.
Ellen said she talked to you. If that's not true, then, but Ellen said she talked to you. So you were consulted.
We just got the plan. We just got the plan a day ago. So, we've had some email exchanges on this, and I floated an idea to have a little more preparation for this plan. The original plan, I'll remind you, the original plan from our superintendent was we got it on Tuesday and we were going to send it out on Thursday without a meeting with the board to talk through it. That was the original plan. So some board members put the brakes on it and said, wouldn't it be a good idea to first have a meeting with the board so the plan could be presented to the board and the board could have some organic conversation with questions and we could vet it out before sharing it with the public? And the majority of the board felt like that was a better protocol to follow than rushing it out in a couple of days without the board having a chance to talk about it.
Right. And that's totally fine. I guess my question really comes down to, again, like what we're going to be doing on Tuesday. I guess I truly don't understand the differentiation between waiting until Tuesday versus having it a part of today if we were going to learn similar information.
The difference is that after today's meeting, I would expect on either tomorrow or Friday for the district to for Joelle to send out a district-wide communication communicating that the plan is in development and that it will be presented to the board on Tuesday. And here are the meeting details. There won't be a chance for public participation, but the public can dial in and hear what questions the board has and hear how the plan was created. Then after we have that meeting, when we send the blast out for the regular public, we can include in the link for the meeting so that should people want to go back and hear what went into creating the plan and what questions the board had when they vetted it out, they'll have a link to the video. So the whole idea to slow this down and do it in a proper sequence so the board has proper time to review it, vet it, and notify the public so they can dial in was felt by the majority of board to be a better course of action.
You know what? We can record this meeting right now, or it is being recorded, and the community can dial in and listen to it on our website later today or tomorrow once it's posted, and they can get the exact same information. They just won't be hearing it live.
Right.
And if they're not able to, If they're not, please let me talk. And if they're not able to participate, there's really no difference.
Well,
Right?
yes, there is a difference. The difference is that we would have been adjusting our agenda hours before this meeting and adding a topic to discuss the plan to reopen. My recollection is Brecksville City Council did a similar thing where they added something to the agenda very quickly, and it didn't work out too well for them because it doesn't give the appearance of transparency when you change an agenda hours before the meeting and add a topic as important as here's our plan for reopening the school. So I would not be in favor of changing our agenda hours before the meeting and quickly adding this so we can save $100 a person for another meeting.
Well, and then instead we're making people wait for nearly a week because some board members are out of town and it interferes with their travel schedules.
Correct. And I've yet to understand what the true implication of that is. What exactly is going to change if people hear it on Tuesday versus on Friday?
Hey, Mark, we don't know what the implications are because we don't know what we're talking about yet. All right. I mean, there are hundreds of people in this community waiting to hear what this plan is. And instead we have to wait because of, individual board member schedules. We have to wait nearly another week.
Well, it's individual board members. It's the majority's preference to do this in a more controlled fashion and not rush it.
Okay. Oh, can we
So
move
at this point, Tuesday?
Yeah, can we move forward with Tuesday times? What time?
Well, 5 o'clock's the earliest I can do.
5 o'clock?
My preference would be to do it during the day Tuesday, maybe do it at lunchtime, Mark, or something. I mean, this is like.
Because hours are going to make a difference? I mean,
no,
personally.
Because you're already making us wait 6 days.
Okay, I'm not making you wait. The majority of the board weighed in on this. I don't know why you're saying me as if I'm driving this show.
Mark, I'm using you can refer to singular or plural, all right?
Okay, I cannot do a midday meeting because I have work obligations.
Okay.
So 5 o'clock is the earliest I can do. I'm sorry if you find that inconvenient, but that's the earliest I can do.
Okay, so is 5 o'clock okay with everybody?
Okay
No,
with me?
it's not, but that's okay. I mean,
What time, Joelle, what time would you like?
well, I would prefer it during my workday because I'm feeling very pulled that, and this is a conversation for a different day, and not that I want this recorded, but I have so many unused vacation days that I can't take because I keep getting pulled to be able to do other things that are outside of my workday. So I would prefer this meeting to be within the context of my workday because I can't find any time to be off. And I'm sorry if that comes off as disrespectful, but you have no idea my work schedule, what it has been since we've been off on this COVID. I haven't skipped a beat, working 7 days a week, 24/7. So I would much rather prefer not giving another evening to this, something that could have been handled this tonight, and not have it during another evening that I have to give up to devote to this topic when it's already planned, ready to go, and was happy to engage you in a conversation on this evening. So that is my honest, transparent answer, that I cannot give up another evening because I've canceled plans because you guys have only been able to be flexible enough to have meetings outside of our workday.
Can't you start later on the day on Tuesday, Joelle, and get some time back to yourself?
Mark, my day starts at 7 o'clock.
How about we do it on Tuesday at lunchtime, and Mark, you just won't be able to be there.
That's not okay.
So it's,
Okay.
yes, it sounds
Okay.
good on paper. It just doesn't work out that way, unfortunately.
I think
One of
all
the most
board-
consequential meetings that we're having on a plan to reopen, you want to exclude one board member.
No, but I've given you Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and nobody's like, I'm completely opening my schedule and canceling a bunch of, I'm willing to cancel other things to get this done. Apparently nobody else in this group is.
We're talking 5 hours, Ellen.
Hey, Mark, I told you I'm willing to do it on Friday. I was willing to do it tomorrow. I was willing to do it tonight.
Listen,
I
please.
understand what you're
Let's
willing
keep
to
this
do.
respectful. Please, let's keep this respectful for the public, please. So, okay, Joelle asked for lunch. Mark, there's no way you can do lunch on Tuesday. I feel like, you know, is that not something that can happen at all?
No, it's not. I mean, the reality too is that there's no way to time box this to say this is going to be done in 45 minutes or an hour. It's going to be a discussion that could go 30 minutes or it could go an hour and a half. So I can't do it on Friday afternoon. I'm sorry. I mean, during the workday. If it's Monday through Friday, we're having this meeting at 5 o'clock because I have work obligations up until 5. Okay, I have on-call responsibilities so that in the middle of my meeting, if I get pulled into an issue, I have to drop. I'm sorry, that's my situation.
Okay.
You know,
Joelle, and this is Maggie, sorry. I'm sorry. You will have to, we're going to have to accommodate this. So at 5 o'clock. Okay. And I apologize, and I hope you do get a vacation day. Okay. Thank you for all you've done. All right. So we're going to do it on Tuesday at 5.
I would actually like, Joelle, I had sent a couple questions to you yesterday. I was wondering if you were able to answer any of them today.
Well, I don't know. There's no place on the agenda for this right now.
I'm just asking a few questions.
I understand. Where's there a questions part on the agenda or on closing items?
It's not on the agenda. It's just a few questions that I had. We're not making.
Do I need to make a motion
decisions.
to amend the agenda?
you're trying to hijack this meeting and put your questions into it when we talked about doing this at a special meeting. I mean, really, Ellen? I just have a few questions. Would it be on the plan that we're supposed to talk about on Tuesday?
You know what, Mark? I'll conclude the meeting now, but let's just chalk this up to, you know, everybody has, I've been extremely flexible. I really hope that other board members can be as flexible as I have been on this issue going down the road. You know my feelings on this. It's a really important issue. I wanted to get to talk about it today, and I've now been forced because of Fred's schedule, Kathy's schedule, and your schedule to wait nearly another week. So you're welcome.
Wow. Okay, item 4, closing items. A, adjournment. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Dosum,
Yes.
Mrs. Kramer,
Yes.
Mr. Peterson,
Yes.
Mrs. Wigman,
Yes.
Mrs. Mack.
Yes, we are now adjourned. Thank you.